Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I've got another equipment review for you guys, and today I'm going to be reviewing my Strongman tire. This is one of my favorite pieces of training equipment to use. I absolutely love it, and in terms of the features, it's roughly 4'10" in diameter, 20 inches thick, and it weighs 500 pounds. And in terms of the uses, it's going to be used primarily for doing things like tire flipping, sledgehammer slams. You could also use it for calisthenics, doing things like plyo jumps on it, and you could also use it for some agility training. And now we're going to get into the pros and cons, but first, real quick, like the video and comment down in the comment section, as it would really help me out and help out with the algorithm. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content. And now we're going to get into the pros and cons. In terms of the pros, the number one pro, this is going to be a really fun and functional piece of equipment. And the reason why it's so functional is because you are going to use all of the 6 primal patterns when you are going to be doing things like tire flipping. When you get into the bottom position, you are getting into a squat position, so you're using the squat pattern. Then, in order to stand up, you need to hinge at the hips. So you're using the hip hinging / bending pattern, and you're pulling it with your arm, so you're using the pulling pattern. Then you have to use your knee to push it up and lunge forward with the knee, so you're using the lunging pattern. And when you use the lunging pattern, you're also going to be twisting. And then finally, you need to use the pushing pattern to push it over. So you're using all 6 of the primal patterns. Another one of the pros is that it's going to be absolutely great for developing core strength and also stability in the core. Another one of the pros, going to be great for developing coordination. As I stated, you use all 6 of the primal patterns when you are doing tire flipping, so it does require a lot of coordination to be able to coordinate all 6 of those patterns. Another one of the pros is that it's going to be absolutely terrific for improving grip strength. Unlike when you are doing deadlifting with a bar, you have your hands closed over a nice tiny little bar. This right over here, you need to lift it with open hands, and because your hands are open, it's going to require a lot more grip strength. And then another pro is that it's going to be absolutely great for conditioning. Me personally, whenever I use this for conditioning, I love using it with my athletes. I work with a lot of fighters, for those of you that have been following me for a while, and you know that closer to competition is when we do our conditioning work. And when we do our conditioning work, what I like to do with the tire is I will have them do things like tire flips, and also I will have them grab a sledgehammer and smash the hell out of the tire, and it is absolutely great for that specific purpose. And then one of the final pros is that it requires absolutely minimal amount of space, and for me it requires absolutely no space whatsoever because I have it suspended in the air, and luckily I have an elevator for my Strongman tire. So this is absolutely great. You should get one of these if you do have a Strongman tire. That way you don't have to take up any room on the floor. But the last pro, if you end up buying it used, these are going to be absolutely cheap. Me personally, at my old studio, I had a scrapyard right behind me, so I ended up getting this tractor tire for $100. If I had bought it brand new, it would have cost me $3,500. So you can definitely get these for quite cheap if you are on a budget. And now let's get into the cons. There are a couple of cons. Number one con is that it is going to be limited with regard to its training uses. You could do, again, tire flipping, sledgehammer slams, some calisthenic work, but aside from that, you can't really do too much with it. Another con, if you are somewhere where you need to be quiet, this thing is going to be very, very noisy. And if you have sensitive ears, you are going to need some earplugs to be able to use this thing. And then the final con is if you are buying it new, as stated, this thing is going to cost about $3,500. But if you are not getting this specific tire, it's going to run you a few $1,000s if you are getting it brand new. So that's one thing worth noting. And now, who can actually benefit from it? If you are somebody who is a strongman enthusiast, if you are a firefighter, if you are a police officer, if you are a grappler, a striker, if you are a strength athlete, if you play any type of rotational sport, then this is going to be absolutely terrific, and I would highly encourage you to purchase a tractor tire to do some strongman training or to do other types of training with as well. And then in terms of who won't be able to benefit from it, if you are a young athlete, I wouldn't recommend training with a strongman tire. However, if you are a young athlete, you can train with a tire, but you would want to get a smaller one. That way you don't end up injuring yourself. Also, if you are a beginner, you would not want to be doing this. You would want to isolate the movements first before you integrate all of the movements together in order to perform the tire flip. And then one of the final types of people who's not going to be able to benefit from it is if you are a very, very weak individual, then these are going to be a little bit tricky, and because you're weaker, it is going to increase the probability of you injuring yourself. So I wouldn't recommend one of these ones, but if you could afford a smaller one, I would recommend getting one of those for somebody who's more of a beginner or somebody who's more weak. But that's pretty much it. And overall, my thoughts on the Strongman tire, I absolutely love it, and I do plan on getting another tire. However, this one I have kind of outgrown a little bit. This one weighs 500 pounds. I want to get one a little bit heavier. For those of you who happen to know anywhere in Canada where you could find a Strongman tire that's not going to cost me $3,500, drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know where I could find one, because right now, the place where I got this one, they don't have anything higher than 500 pounds, and I would really like to get a 600 to 700 pound tire. So so drop your comments down. It would really help me out a lot. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Next week, I'm going to be reviewing another type of equipment. That's going to be next Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. If you have any suggestions on what you would like me to review, go ahead and drop your suggestions down in the comments section so I can help you guys out. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, as I'm going to be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.